This video will demonstrate how to find a peer-reviewed article using the EBSCO databases. The sample problem statement I will be using for this video is improving library instruction for graduate students. The key concepts I will need to develop are library instruction and graduate students. How do I define those concepts? Thanks to technology, there are many options for delivering library instruction besides face-to-face. Which method or combination of methods will be most beneficial for graduate students that take classes both on campus and remotely? My search will be looking for articles that talk about the concepts of library instruction and graduate students at the same time. Because I am especially interested in remote instruction, I will narrow my search to instructional techniques that are used with online courses or blended learning. I am looking for the intersection of these three sets. My experience has been that the EBSCO databases are the best place to start research for education topics. I will demonstrate how to search the EBSCO databases from the LibGuide. So I will click on the Ed 605 LibGuide link, which is in the Library Resources module on the Ed 605 site in Canvas. I will then click on Finding Articles. My entry point to the EBSCO databases is Academic Search Complete. Academic Search Complete is a multidisciplinary database that covers many education journals as well as other journals that have education-related articles. You will need to log in the same way you log into Canvas. In EBSCO, it is possible to search multiple databases simultaneously. So I will click on Choose Databases to see the other EBSCO databases to which Goucher subscribes. The only other database relevant to my topic is ERIC. I will click on the box next to ERIC. ERIC is a government database that includes education journals, curriculum guides, reports, conference proceedings, books, and other education-related documents. If my research topic had a psychological component, I would also want to search the psychology databases, APA PsychAlerts or APA PsycInfo. I will click on OK. In my initial search strategy, library instruction is the first set. Graduate students is the second set. And the third set would be online courses or blended learning or distance learning. Think back to that Venn diagram I showed you with the three circles. I want articles that are in the intersection of the library instruction set, the graduate student set, and the online learning set. This is called Boolean searching, and that's already checked. I want to limit my search to scholarly or peer-reviewed journals. I don't want to limit to full text because I may come up with the relevant articles that are not available full text in the databases that I'm searching, but may be available full text in other Goucher databases. Library instruction has changed so dramatically due to changes in technology that I'm going to only look for articles in the past 5 years. So back to 2015. And I'm going to use 2021 as my end date because there are articles that will not appear in print until 2021, but are already available electronically. I'm going to narrow to English. I'm not going going to worry about special limiters for ERIC, and I will click on Search. If you forgot any of the limiters, or if you decide you needed more, you can always go ahead and limit after you've already clicked Search. For instance, if I had not limited to English, I could click on Language. It will list all the languages and I could pick English. I'm going to click on Page Options and click on Detailed so that I can see the abstract of the articles. I'm still formulating my final search problem statement, so I'm looking for ideas for possible instructional methods that I could use with my students. The first article is a survey of what online graduate students want from the library. Certainly relevant. I click on Find Full Text. And see that Goucher does not own Journal of Library and Information Services in Distance Learning. I'm going to put this article in a folder for future reference and keep going. To put the article in a folder, I click on the folder icon. The next article talks about using flipped learning, a type of instruction where students view the lecture on their own and then apply what they are taught with the help of the teacher. I'm already using videos in teaching, so this might be a technique I want to explore further. It is from the same journal as the previous article, so I am also going to put this article in the folder. The third article also looks good, but it's from that same journal, so I will just add it to the folder. I want to use the next article to illustrate something that happens occasionally. This article is also in Journal of Library and Information Services in Distance Learning, so I know Goucher does not own the journal. However, if I put the title in Google Scholar, I see the letters PDF in the right margin next to the reference. If I click on that link, I retrieve the content of the article. The official version of the article is the one that is published in the journal. However, you would be able to read the article. If you decided you wanted to use this article as one of your 10 articles for your literature review, you would want to request the official version through Interlibrary Loan. There are separate videos posted on the Ed605 Canvas site on how to search Google Scholar to find full-text articles in the Goucher Library and how to request an interlibrary loan. I continue to scroll down. These articles are available full text, but they're not relevant to my search. This article, however, Improving Digital Library Experience and Support with Online Research Guides, does look useful. I'm curious to see if the online research guides are similar to the Ed605 research guide that I have developed for this class. I can click on Full Text from ERIC. I can click on Full Text from ERIC at the bottom of the abstract, and that will take me to the government-funded ERIC database where I can download the full text of the article. However, I want to take advantage of the added features of searching ERIC through EBSCO. So I'm going to click on the title of the article to pull up the detailed record. Here is another link to the full text of the article. Occasionally, the full text link for ERIC documents does not appear on the results page, so double check on the detailed record for the reference to see if the full text is available. Different tools are on the right. The tool I find most useful is Cite. I click on Cite and scroll down to APA. Citations in EBSCO have been updated to APA 7. However, since the citations are computer generated, you will need to check to be sure the formatting is in proper APA 7 style. You will also need to check the article itself to see if there's any additional information, like a DOI, that should be included in the citation. When I look at the full text of this article, I see there is a DOI, which should be added to the end of the citation. I'm going to look at the descriptors to see if there are any terms I want to add to my search to either expand my retrieval if I'm not getting enough articles, or narrow my focus if I'm getting too many articles. In this search, I've only retrieved 28 articles, so I would like to expand my search. When I look at the descriptors, I see the term information literacy, which is closely related to library instruction, so I'm going to add that term to my search strategy. I will go up to the search box and click in the library instruction box and add the term information literacy typing an or between the words library instruction and information literacy. I then click on search. This will create another set of results, and there are now 85 articles. There are now two sets of results that I can go back and forth. If I do not like the expanded search, I can go back to the narrower search. Clicking on Edit allows me to modify other aspects of my search strategy. If I wanted to narrow the search, I would add another concept to my search strategy by adding another search box. I could either go through the list of references one by one, or through the list quickly and put the articles of interest into a folder for future reference. If I click on Folder at the top of the screen, the articles I selected would display. If I want to save this list so I can go back to it in a future session, I need to sign in to my EBSCO account. I click on Sign in to my EBSCO host. If I did not already have an account, I would go create one now and create an account by filling in the form. Remember, this is an EBSCO account, so your username and password do not have to match your Goucher login. In fact, it's better if it does not, for you will need to periodically change your Goucher password, but your password in EBSCO will remain the same. If you don't sign into your account, the citations in your folder will disappear when you log off. So if you're going to use the folder function, sign in the folder as soon as you start your search. Good luck with your research. The library staff looks forward to helping you.